Here the N-word just dropped. Hard R. And I'm like, what is this office?
That's a whole ass rebellion. Imagine just Luke Skywalker fighting, pulling out his lightsaber, fighting the Empire that is not letting him say the N-word. This is ridiculous, bro. This is some goofy ass shit. No disrespect to the wildlife community, okay? But it's wild, bro.
That's not wokeness. It's basic.
He's the wokest employee I've ever seen. Being against CP is woke. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, we can also offer classes in social.
Yeah. I guess Hassan is vindicated. He brought home the turkey. It's like putting a member of the Backstreet Boys and a member of the Wu-Tang Clan in one group. It doesn't make sense. Okay, people, back again with another one. Bunkakat reacts. I'm going to react to this video. It's called I Was Right About Kick on this channel called Hassan Abai. Kick, by the way, is like I'm pretty sure back in the day I followed this whole drama. Okay. I mean, just on my own, just following the whole drama, because it was like a lot of these, if I'm not mistaken, it started from gambling, right? There was a whole controversy about gambling. Should it be on streams? You have little kids watching and, you know, gambling with their parents' money. I mean, gambling is bad overall anyway. And these streamers are just, you know, doing gambling streams. And most of the audience are children. So it's kind of wild. There was a whole drama debate about it. So a lot of these gambling streamers, I guess, started moving to Kick. And then there's the whole freedom of speech movement in quotations, right? Open quote, freedom of speech, close quote, right? Freedom of speech. It's kind of funny how when people talk about freedom of speech, they're really not talking about the freedom of speech to sort of like point out injustices or whatever. They're talking about, you know what they're talking about, right? They're talking about the freedom to say Nazi shit, the freedom to say the N-word. It's always this goofy ass shit that they want to do in the freedom of speech with the freedom of speech excuse. It's always some goofy ass audacity shit, bro. It's not like something, you know, like, oh, you want to speak up for the Black Panther. No, it's never that. No. Instead, it's I want the freedom to be a Nazi. Or worse, the worst kind is I want the freedom to be the P word. You get what I mean, right? Okay? It's a P word and it rhymes with meadow. You get me? And so Kick was like an alternative to Twitch, I guess. And it's in the name of freedom of speech, I guess you're gonna see some monsters, okay? Some people doing wild shit. It's never some guy just speaking up for Palestine, for example, or like speaking up, you know, genocide in Congo or the genocide going on in Sri Lanka. That's not it. that's not gonna be the main. That's not gonna be the main thing over there. It's gonna be some wild, goofy shit, bro. Some depraved. That's what's gonna happen with freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means nothing, and it just means nothing, bro, to these people. It just means the freedom to say the N-word when you're white. It's some goofy shit like that. These people are wild, bro. And if I'm not mistaken, Hassan, I am not mistaken, he was involved in the whole thing. He was anti-gambling streams, whatever. He got into a whole ass hour-long debates with all these gambling streamers. It became a whole thing, right? So I guess he can take the credit. He told y'all, right? He can say, I told you so. All right. That was a long ass intro. Let's get into this.
Casually in the office? Wait, what? Why I had to leave Kick?
For those of you who don't know who I am, which is probably 99% of you, my name's Melissa and I was previously employed by Kick and Steak. There's been a couple of controversies recently that I've posted on my Twitter just in regards to how they've treated me since I left. Not only did they send me a cease and desist, which I'll go into in a second, in regards to this tweet or here, but they've also been lying about the fact that I was fired when I quit. So I posted this post with my resignation letter in it. Now, when I talk about them lying about me being fired, I'm not talking about an entry-level exec or some account manager. I'm talking about the CMO of both Kick and Stake, the guy that approves all the contracts. He's the head of the affiliate team for Stake. He runs the social media team, but pretty much everything runs through him. But they do employ people purposely that are completely okay with unethical behavior. Even so much as to walk past the socials room, the guys that run the, Kick streaming and Kick community, and hear the N-word just dropped. Hard R. And I'm like, what is this office? How? And they had...
I mean, what did I tell you? Okay. It is what it is. That's freedom of speech. Okay. Not, a black activist, fighting for better human rights for black people. No, it's white people that want to say the N-word. It's a white N-word activist. He wants to fight for the right of the white people of the white variety to say the N-word. That's a whole ass rebellion right now. That's pretty much, the rebels in Star Wars. Imagine just Luke Skywalker fighting, pulling out his lightsaber, fighting the Empire that is not letting him say the N-word. This is ridiculous, bro. This is some goofy ass shit, bro.
The executive, the upper management was
shocking. Who could have thought that that this was happening? First of all, they're literally paying streamers to defend saying the N-word anyway, or they're paying streamers who are defending saying the N-word anyway. What I want to know is what kind of marketing initiatives they engaged in. Did they pay those blue checkmark Twitter accounts to do ads for Kick in general, or maybe even attack enemies, perceived enemies? That's what I would want to know.
I even remember seeing a couple of people in my team laughing because they were deliberately misgendering transgender streamers. How do you function in that environment?
You literally told Vice President Train to be careful not to go down this path to his face. Once again, you were correct, but just too early. At that point, I wasn't even correct too early. I was just correct. And people were getting the bag to not see.
Train is one of those gambling streamers that was going on. He was on hour-long debates against Hassan.
And so instead of, heeding my warnings, they chose to disassociate, alienate myself and my community and cast me out as a social pariah. And, a couple years down the line, we are now looking at a situation where every single person still carries on those resentments, by the way. Their community still carry those resentments. The Hassan is a snake type. And yet people now also recognize that maybe I was right. Just won't say it. Maybe they don't even know why they carry that resentment. They've just been conditioned into being yeah, that guy sucks. His opinions are wrong. Nope, they weren't.
So my daughter started school in February, and every second week I needed to pick her up. So I would get in at around 9:30 after dropping her off. I wouldn't take any breaks or have lunch, and I would leave by about 2:30. It's important to note that a lot of staff members work from home, and we absolutely didn't have a stringent office working environment where we couldn't actually access information outside of the office. Especially my team, where we had to work 24/7 because we were the POCs for a lot of partners overseas. So it was very normal to work from home anyway. And all I needed to do was work from home for a couple of hours at the end of the day to pick up my daughter every second week. You can imagine it was a surprise to me when the manager of the partners team, yes, the same guy that has been going around spreading lies about me, sat me down and just flat out said that my flexible working arrangements would be revoked effective immediately and I need to find alternatives.
I got for saying Kick will only last as long as Eddie's willing to call it an advertising expense for Stake. It was doomed to fail from the start. No advertisers running on Amazon IVS, no organic growth, have to hire people to come. It was doomed. Yeah. Here's the thing, everybody. Ultimately, the same test exists for Kick as it does for every other streaming platform. Would people go there and voluntarily stream there for free? If the answer is no, then there is no long-term commitment to growing the platform. I said this about
So yeah, they paid a lot of streamers, famous streamers like XQC and whatever, to stream there. So yeah, Hassan is on point here, okay?
By YouTube at the time as well. If YouTube wanted to, they could genuinely create a massive competitor to Twitch. They just don't care about deploying enough resources in that direction. They care about short form content, so Twitch lucked out in that front. But for Kick, it was never slated as a genuine competitor to Twitch. It was just created because you could no longer advertise Stake on Twitch. Sorry, but this is wrong. Kick is genuinely thriving. I like a lot of creators that move there and they're cleaning it up. Currently, I'd say only about 85% of the streamers there are Nazi kid that they're making progress. Yeah. Twitch has always had issues itself in getting people to the platform. They were pretty open about this pre-2016. They've always relied on big gaming releases. Kick doesn't have that draw. Well, it's a little bit different when the big draw you have is like the next drop or something. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a platform have a bigger draw with gaming releases than new slurs being unearthed. It's like, hey, we found a new way. Guys, we found a new and unique way to distribute CP and accrue and aggregate and distribute CP. That's the big draw. Or a new slur at the slur factory. A new way to film yourself doing crimes. Additionally shocking that, you know, people who got the bag to stream there specifically defend it. Of course, doesn't mean that Twitch doesn't have its fair share of problems.
No, wait, we need some context for that. I think this happened last week that some Kick streamers were trying to solicit minors for SEX, I guess, on stream, bro. It's wild, you know.
To stream there specifically defend it. Of course, doesn't mean that Twitch doesn't have its fair share of problems. Of course it does. It's just that, you know, at least it's not a platform that is genuinely trying to market itself as the place to go to when you get banned out of every other platform for doing sometimes crimes, like literal crimes. When the bag dries up, you will see what.
Oh yeah, this also happened. Just, you know, IRL streamers just creating chaos for no reason, really. The thing is that I don't pay attention to it much. I don't even watch any clips of it, so I don't have context for it. But if you're like younger, you're probably more, you know, aware.
What streamers truly feel about this platform. They won't say it while they're being paid, obviously. But when they are no longer being paid, you will hear what their true opinion was on the matter. Will anybody turn around and go, well, what the f for years you lied to me about this shit? Probably not, because as streamers, we do have a very sycophantic audience for the most part, and it is one built around parasocial activity and parasocial behaviors. So, of course, just like what I mentioned, even though I was right about this Kick from the jump, many people who carried that resentment because their streamers held that resentment don't even know why they are resentful now, but they still go along with it.
So the second incident that happened about 2 days prior to me leaving, which really solidified it, I walked out of this meeting, called my friend and was like, it's done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I cannot do this anymore. We were talking about the fact that they were trying to get a very beloved Twitch streamer over to Kick to stream Stake as well. And
Stake is if you're not familiar, it's a gambling site, right?
God, it's horrible.
And I guess
just for context,
this lady used to work for Kick, right? And she quit. And now she's big up the whistleblowers. Big up the whistleblowers, bro. Whistleblow, like, you know, when you grew up, snitches get stitches. I get it, all that. I believed in that too. Never snitch, you know. But as now that I'm an adult, okay, snitches are very much needed for civilization to develop, okay, to progress. So big up the whistleblowers, the snitches and all that, right?
This particular streamer had been publicly battling cancer recently. So they decided to utilize that in their strategy to get this person over. The conversation very quickly became quite sinister. I'm going to say a quote, and something that I cannot get out of my head because it's so heinous to me. And I think it will speak volumes in, you know, the type of characters that work there, which is why I had to get out. The quote that I remember hearing was, "We can get her on Kick streaming Stake for a relatively low price because she probably thinks she's going to die soon and she'll want to leave more money for her family."
What?
When I heard that, I actually was surprised. I sort of looked up in surprise. And everybody else was sort of looking at this person that was speaking and just being like, yeah, you know, that's true. Let's go with that. Like, I think we can get this person. And I remember getting really hot after that. Like, I just felt like I was in hell and I was talking to the devils and I was talking to demons. Like, and
honestly, that is like, when you think about it, I feel like that kind of like bloodless opportunism is like somewhat expected from any kind of corporation, I guess. It's demon pretty gross. And I don't know what else to say about it. This is not an excuse for Kick or Stake, obviously, but it is literally a crypto gambling casino that created this live streaming service specifically to continue doing marketing for their crypto gambling casino, which...
Oh yeah, I forgot one little detail. Stake is responsible for creating Kick. It's a gambling website, crypto gambling website They started Kick. This is the type of people that you're dealing with. People who own gambling operations. I mean, come on. That's whatever the lady said, which was kind of wild. That's probably light work to them. They run a gambling operation, bro. They have zero. They have negative morals, bro. They don't care about you. Their whole profession is destroying other people's lives, bro. We're dealing with demons. And demons don't own gambling dens. I don't know any demon that owns, gambling operations. So yeah, maybe we need to change demons to another name and hand over the term demons to these humans, bro. Yeah, it's wild.
Provides a service like...
And when I say it's wild, no disrespect to the wildlife community, okay? But it's wild, bro.
Unrestricted access from your computer without very significant regulation or protections.
They don't care about on the platform. Like this guy right here, I had to fight tooth and nail to get this guy off. This is something I went into detail in the other video, but yeah, fought so hard to get this guy off, and he told two 14-year-old girls that he wanted to do something sexual to them, and he even included their age in the proposition. I mean, if you haven't seen the video, it's so heinous, it's so wrong, and the fact that everyone there could watch it almost with a grin on their face. There were staff members who were defending it, saying that it was a joke. That was actually one of the first.
I'll be real, when I started this video, I haven't seen this video. I know F all about what's happening in the streaming community or Kick. I just took a guess that when people want free speech, they want three things, right? What did I say? I said Nazi-ish. Okay, she hasn't mentioned any Nazi-ish yet. I said N-word. Ding, that's done. She showed, the whole, yeah, N-word. Ding, we got it. The P-word, pedophiles, pedophilia. Ding. We got several cases of it happening on this platform. I didn't even, I did not do a well-informed guess. I was just throwing shots in the dark. And yeah, I haven't seen anything about Kick. That's why I wanted to watch this video. And I can't believe I was right on the dot. That's what happens when people ask for freedom of speech. That's what they want. That's the big three, bro. Nazi, N-word, P-word. That's the big three, okay?
Times I was like, I have to walk away. If this guy stays on the platform, I have to go. Before I got there was no verification process for if somebody was underage. And it's so funny because by the time I left, me and compliance had put together a process, and because I was pushing it so hard, I'm like, we cannot allow anybody under 13 to stream. Now, nobody knew this, by the way, because I guess when you copy Twitch's TOS verbatim and then you just get some random guy in the office to change, the wording, none of the staff know the terms of service. So a lot of people were just like, nah, she can stream even if she's 6 years old because, she'll have her dad near her or whatever. And it's like, no, that's actually not the case. She cannot be on the platform and she cannot hold her own account. Funnily enough, when I left, I was like, okay, good. The child safety part is pretty much done. They have a process now in place, and I'm pretty sure there's no need to allow children on the platform because what market are you trying to capture? You already have on the platform. Are you just trying to appease them? What's the point? I still don't know because I saw this tweet about 2 or 3 weeks ago where a prominent staff member is promoting on Twitter an 11-year-old boy who...
What the f... This kid's been hustling all weekend, dows with a solid family at his side. Check out when he fires up on Kick.
Year-old boy who, whilst I was there, I was the reason why this kid got banned, and I'm sorry to the child that...
That's wild, bro.
That might upset you, but it's about your own safety, and especially on Kick, I feel like sometimes Kick should...
They're definitely gonna get clapped by the FBI. Bro, the FBI's asleep at the wheel, dude. I think you gotta understand, a lot of our law enforcement agencies, even federal ones, are just not really doing a lot of shit that you think they'd be doing. I mean, this platform straight...
Nah, that's true. Because how many crypto scams can just, it's the wild, wild west, okay? How many crypto scams that has been exposed and nothing done? No. Like one of the most famous, what's his name? Logan Paul. Has he been charged with for his crypto scam? I don't think so. I don't think he has refunded no one, okay? It's the wild, wild west.
straight up has like a shit ton of people that are serializing child, like distributing and generating CP. I don't know what else to say other than like that's insane. That's not just like cancel culture or whatever. That's just a crime.
This child was banned when I was there because, you know, I did have a zero tolerance towards it because children need to be protected, not only against the people on the platform, but you need to protect children against being, you know, exploited by their parents, which you see on YouTube all the time. You need to protect children from people on the streams. Like if he got chatbotted or, you know, a bad character came into his stream and started saying horrible things that you can only imagine, I would feel guilty for that. And who knows what that's going to do to that child.
Yeah, also, aside from the fact that he's streaming on a platform with like people who are literally distributing CP.
As he grows up. Ugh. God, I just can't believe these people. Anyway, so as you can see in the tweet, he's just promoting him. He's reinstated his account. The kid gets featured all the time and he's verified and he's 11. And the reason I know he's 11 is because on his Facebook page that he used to stream on, it says, I turned 11 in Dallas. They just blatantly ignore their terms of service, which are in place to protect children from dipshit like this that I, for some reason, had to fight to get off the platform. I'm sorry.
Thank God she's gone. She's the wokest employee I've ever seen. Good riddance. That's not wokeness. It's basic common sense on how to run a company. The company was built on free speech. The minor thing and the Jake Future thing were a bit far, though. I can't get mad at that. What? Oh, I guess it's a bit far for the CP, you know? A bit far? A bit far for what? The criminal justice system?
Yo, that's wild.
That's not wokeness. It's basic.
She's the wokest employee I've ever seen. Being against CP is woke. What's going on, bro? What's going on with these zombies, bro? With these NPCs, bro? Having, you know, the most basic, minimal morals is woke. That's how brain rotted these NPCs are, bro. Holy F, bro.
Basic common sense on how to run a company. The company was built on free speech. The minor thing and the Jake Future thing were a bit far, though. I can't get mad at that. What? Oh, I guess it's a bit far for the CP, you know? A bit far? A bit far for what? The criminal justice system? Like, what are we a bit far for?
Nah, people don't know the difference between cancel culture and a crime. If you're doing a crime and people point out it's a crime, you're not being canceled. You're a criminal. Look at you dumb, bro. How dumb are you? You know, like Andrew Tate, trafficking girls. He's not being canceled for that. That's an actual crime. You're not gonna get canceled for doing a crime. You get jailed. Like, are you dumb, bro? That's such a basic concept. You don't understand this? What's wrong with you? Are you dumb? There's a big difference between being canceled and being accused of a crime. If someone is, for example, a serial killer and people are like, hey, you're out there killing someone, is he gonna say, oh no, I'm a victim of cancel culture, help me? Do you see how dumb that is, bro? I don't get it. It's goofy as hell, bro. These NPCs are goofy as hell, bro. And pedophilia is a crime, by the way. It's just that there's no enforcement, I guess.
For like a bit far is when you have like an edgy content creator who maybe teeters along the lines, like who teeters on the edge. Like that's a bit far. Letting someone back onto the platform after they've like been edgy or whatever. You can't say it's a bit far when you talk about like a person who is distributing and acquiring child pornography. That is not a bit far. That is insanely illegal. You should be in jail. You should be in prison. Having children stream on that platform on top of it is insane. I don't know how to describe it.
Streamers do have viewers that are likely to mortgage their house to stream on stakes. So that is the reason. And well, you know, well, what's a few for a few $1 billion. So anyways, thank you for watching. I don't know if this video is even going to go anywhere. I hope it does, because this is the only way that they're going to be held accountable. I also don't know what's going to happen to me because of this video. I don't really care if they sue me. I doubt Stake wants to be in a courtroom anyway, but
yeah, that's the other thing. Like, if they tried to sue her, I don't know the litigation process in a place like Australia, but like ultimately so much. The Hasan Abe paints his nails, Zoom clip, aged like fine wine. I'd rather watch you paint nails than kick streamers solicit and sell CP. Yeah. Do you guys have that clip? I want you to understand like the culture surrounding Kick for a second, where they would do like in the beginning when they were in their heyday, when they were celebrating their glorious W's, like bringing up all these like massive content creators with insane bags onto the platform. And I didn't even know about this. They were having like investor meetings or whatever. They would have meetings with like the executive team. And in those meetings, they were talking about me, which is insane to me. Oh, this is the one. This is
Play devil's advocate. What other platform are you going to get finger painting lessons from Hassan? You know, his content that only Twitch can offer the community.
like, I think that guy's literally Travis Scott's manager. That's Eddie, right? That's Eddie, right? Steak. You have Train right there, Aiden Ross, Bruce Jobamoff. What the fuck are they doing? Like, this is supposed to be like a moment of celebration. Why the fuck are you bringing me up and finger painting and shit?
Yeah, I mean, it's classes. We can also offer classes in social.
Yeah, I guess Hassan is vindicated. He brought home the turkey.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've never seen a socialist that is, you know, that is probably matched up with America's top capitalists.
Point of order, quarterly financials. 2, tax returns. 3, Hassan Piker Instagram story. 4, employee layoffs. Like, that obsessive, like actually obsessive.
You know,
Insane.
in their pockets. So pretty wild world we live in here, but
Yeah, this guy, this is a train wreck. He's like one of the main kick. I don't know, maybe he's a shareholder. I'm not sure. I hated this guy, bro. Because he has like some of the most, you know, galaxy brain logic. He's a gambling streamer. So make of that what you will, okay?
but they can't see the truth until it's too late.
Yeah. Speaking of the truth until it's too late, I'm sure you guys have a clip of me warning Train about this years ago, but I don't know. It's out there.
But yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a great point, David.
A socialist that is bought and paid for by Jeff Bezos.
Pretty sure this clip is from literally days after the 4-hour long convo you had with him and X. Yeah. These dudes were literally bought by Kick, right? The content creators, I mean, Train was like one of the founders. These two are content creators that they had hired at that point. And this dude owns like Stake. I think he owns Stake and also Kick. This guy, I don't know what his like affiliation and involvement with Kick is. Aiden has a percentage.
And you generate hundreds almost of millions of dollars, maybe half of that.
I get paid for exclusivity. I don't get paid off of others losing.
Totally, dude. Totally. Exactly. Also, on top of that, I do wish you well on Kick. I really do, because I want a competitor. I want a competitor to Twitch because I think that would make platforms overall better. But make no mistake, ironically, you started off talking about how you hated how much titty streamers or hot tub streamers and the meta was awful, and now you got on your platform. Now you got one of your
damn
main poster boys at Kick showing to minors. So maybe you now recognize the importance of moderation.
Oh yeah, Trainwreck got famous talking ish about lady streamers. There's a word for it. I don't know. I guess trying to play the moral card, huh? While he's a gambling streamer and now promoted a platform that's just the wild west, bro, with the P word, bro, with CP and all that, all those words you can't say,
especially as it pertains to an overall
wait, let me respond to that. First of all, me going on rants about titty stream,
but in any case, of course, I mean, it got worse than that. It wasn't just like showing or whatever. It was also obviously like a hotbed for CP and Nazi. Here's the clip.
Main poster boys at Kick showing to minors. So maybe you now recognize the importance of moderation, especially as it pertains to an overall platform.
This was after you being charitable for 4+ hours trying to read.
There's a sunny, by the way, it's always sunny in Philadelphia. There's a sunny episode for everything, bro. Remember the episode where they're like, this is America, we have no rules. So they started, you know, a no rules situation in the bar. And then slowly they start having rules because, you know, people start doing wild shit. You know, you start reinventing the wheel. That's what you start doing, you know? Yeah, some people are helpless, I guess. And some of them have money. So they start reinventing the wheel.
Explain every unfair question and pressure by the two, so you're semi-popping off here is satisfying. Yeah, this was I mean, this was edited down to 1 hour and 27 minutes by Hassan Abi Productions. This is where Train Washed the meme comes from as well, this debate. You warned everyone in that video and Aiden Ross himself about so many things. Yeah, Aiden Ross I warned many times over about not going down this path of like being a Andrew Tate writer, and now he's gonna turn into this like right-wing demon. I tried personally reaching out to him many times over, and now he is like, I mean, now he is so far gone at this point. I tried. My online streaming career is filled to the brim with these kinds of moves, with like a ton of people every step of the way either saying I'm being not harsh enough on these guys because I'm cloud obsessed, members of my own community that leave because they're like, you're so cloud obsessed, you're not being hard enough on these dudes. And then the rest of those communities becoming like incredibly anti-me because I'm calling them out. How dare he call out my favorite content creator?
And you got to understand, like few years ago, this guy, Hassan, was friends with all these people, XQC, Aiden Ross. He was friends with them. He was talking to them daily. You know, he was trying to get them on the good side. He was trying to, he had like hopes for them. And every single one of them went into that side, okay? That free speech, freedom of speech side, whatever that means in these days, okay? They were buddy-waddies, bro. Yeah. And they just en masse went over on that side. It's wild.
My favorite content creator hates him now, so I hate him as well. So if you're wondering like why I have so many haters, like this is part of the reason, because I was right often, okay, and consistent often. What is this?
Violence. Yeah, I mean,
hate is part of that.
Call to actions or the pseudo call to actions are really bad.
Freedom of speech to justify their hate. It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting to pervert, like, you know, the boundaries of freedom of speech and to try and justify the.
I know a lot of people in the community hated how you were not hard enough to X, though I do think you were hard on X. Yes, there were a lot of people who were like trying to find reasons as to why I wasn't being hard enough on XC. It must be like some secret reason. Type Nazi in the transcript.
Free speech means hate speech. That is not the case. Do you understand?
Well, that's usually why. That's usually why they do that. It's like a disingenuous way of framing it. Every platform has, even 4chan has like some speech restrictions on even poll. It's a normal part of the process of like regulating any sort of forum or any sort of place where people congregate. But a lot of Nazis will often utilize that as a reason.
I think hate speech should never be allowed. But I sometimes I feel like sometimes people are personally misconstruing what is a freedom of speech to try to extend it to whether it's, oh guys, that's hate speech, ban it.
Pervert freedom of speech.
These guys don't even know what freedom of speech is, bro. They're going in circles, bro. You know, we want to have freedom of speech, but not too much freedom. Then it's not freedom. Okay, it's not freedom. It's restricted speech. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you do need to restrict speech. I'm not going to let Nazis run wild in my country. It's just not going to happen. It is what it is. Okay.
Speech to justify their hate. It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting to pervert, like, you know, the boundaries of freedom of speech and to try and justify.
Yo, do you know how stupid the boundaries of freedom of speech? Boundaries and freedom are two words on the different end of the spectrum, and you just put them in a group, okay? It's like putting a member of the Backstreet Boys and a member of the Wu-Tang Clan in one group. It doesn't make sense. The boundaries of freedom of speech. Don't call it freedom of speech then. Call it something else, okay?
Justify the use of hate speech. It's completely disgusting, and I see it happen all the time.
Technically, hate speech is protected under free speech, just for the record. In the United States of America, at least, it's just that private platforms oftentimes have a different level of restrictions, which is understandable, like I said.
Yeah, but I'm referring to the speech that brings, like, harm to others.
Violence, I mean,
part of that.
Call to actions or the pseudo call to actions are really bad. I mean, I think we can agree on that.
Train, read the Wikipedia page for socialism before you come.
If you want to influence someone and change their mind, you can't just yell at them and talk. People don't respond well to that. In most cases, will retaliate. The way you speak to them is fine. It doesn't matter because both of these people are now firmly within, you know, they're kick streamers or.
Bro, there's no good way. There's no right way to get someone to do the right thing. You just have to put the information out there. They decide what to do. You can't control people. You can't get people to do the right thing. It's not your responsibility to get them unless you're a cop or something. Unless you're the government, I don't know, that's your job. But yeah, there's no best way to get someone to do the right thing. You could be, I don't know, you could be volatile, you could be soft. If it won't work, it won't work. That someone has to decide. You just have to put the information out there. Some people get vindicated in the case of Hassan right here. He told them for hours and hours and hours what was going to happen. And now it has happened. I wonder if these people realize, bro. I wonder if they realize they were being a bunch of bozos, okay? And they are a bunch of bozos. Now that this Kick has turned to shit.
Play a significant role on Kick. They get money from Kick and stake both. And it is what it is, I guess. I'm thoroughly defeated, dude. I have so many moments like this that have created so much anger and resentment towards me by people who don't even know where where that comes from. But I mean, it was conciliatory at the end. Not that they followed through on it. Do you regret doing it? No, of course not. I just don't know how else to deal with it. Like, no, I'm not going to stop. I don't know how else I would demonstrate my convictions. Most of you just come like 3 years later. Yeah, it'd be really
That's wild, bro. The W's come 3 years later.
Great if you had someone in your corner and things like this. No, dude, listen, coming in my defense in moments like this put you in the crosshairs of some of the most like diehard, rabid cult-like fan bases that will stop at nothing to make your life. I'll never forget when XU said it was suspicious that you were always on the good side of issues, Lamau.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Why a Molotov cocktail was thrown through a jury.
Okay.
Wait,
we
what?
just skipped into the next. Yeah, I mean, in the case of this guy, Hassan, I think if you follow him now, I don't think he fights a lot anymore because he's filtered out all his buddy-waddies to just a bunch of people that, you know, don't want to do problematic shit. So those are his buddy-waddies now. He used to be friends with these streamers and they were off to do they want to do problematic-ish. He has to convince them not to. They do it anyway. And now this happens. Okay. And yeah. So maybe he's in a better place where he got friends that don't want to do problematic-ish, like use the N-word or solicitate sex from a minor, or, you know, do the P-word-ish or say the N-word. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a better life, I guess. And yeah, Kick, that's about it. Like, I haven't checked out this whole topic in years, probably. Okay. I used to follow it back then a bit, because there was a whole drama. This was during the COVID era, if I'm not mistaken. I just wanted to update myself about what's happening on Kick. There's some wild streamers on Kick, bro. There was one streamer who almost drowned a lady, bro. Yeah, I haven't checked that out properly yet. That was wild. There's a bunch of streamers causing chaos in Japan. Recently, bunch of streamers, you know, the P word, right? We're not going to say it, right? It's wild, bro. It's the wild, wild west. You wanted a wild, wild west, you'll get a wild, wild west. Okay? Yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Yup.